After Portugal's draw with DR Congo, a former World Cup player went on live television and said the sentence that every Portuguese fan has been thinking privately for years, but nobody wanted to say out loud. If Portugal wants to have a chance to go far, I believe Ronaldo should step aside. Not a journalist looking for clicks, not a rival fan being petty, a former professional footballer who played at the highest level. And the numbers backing him up are honestly hard to argue with. Kevin Prince Boateng, the former Ghana international who played for AC Milan and Barcelona, didn't hold back. Can I be honest? Ronaldo, if he would be a real team player, would step down and let the young players flow, because Portugal is a better side without him. If Portugal wants to have a chance to go far, I believe Ronaldo should step aside. Let the others play and come on in the last 15 to 20 minutes to get that big result from his game. Let that sink in, not retire, not be dropped completely. Step aside and come on as an impact substitute. The most decorated player in the history of international football being told his best use now is 50 minutes off the bench. Here's why it's genuinely difficult to dismiss what Boateng said. The numbers from the DR Congo game are staggering. Ronaldo became the oldest outfield player ever to start a World Cup match, aged 41 years and 132 days. And in that match, he registered just 25 touches, his lowest ever tally in a major tournament game where he played the full 90 minutes. It was his second fewest touches ever across 23 World Cup appearances. And of his 22 attempted passes, 17 went backwards. 17 out of 22 backwards. A forward, the most prolific goal scorer the sport has ever produced, spending most of the match facing away from goal, recycling possession instead of creating it. Boateng's broader point was about tactical gravity. There's so much pressure when he's in the middle because they all want to play the ball to him. I get that. I understand that. Every teammate instinctively looking for Ronaldo first, even when better options exist elsewhere on the pitch. Not because of tactics, because of reputation. And it's not the first time this question has been raised either. French journalist Julien Laurent argued back in 2024 that Ronaldo shouldn't even be in the squad. He scored 900 goals, which means roughly 45 a season for 20 seasons. Some of the top strikers in the world cannot score 45 goals in one season. We are not taking anything away from Cristiano by saying he shouldn't play at the next World Cup. Roy Keane went even further after Portugal's Euro 2024 exit, suggesting Ronaldo should step back from international football entirely while continuing at club level, pointing to what happens when a team's main goal scorer isn't contributing. Your main goal scorer's not at it, you're playing with 10 men, Keane said. So this isn't a reaction to one bad game against DR Congo. This is a conversation that has been building for 2 years from pundits, from former teammates, rivals, from people who have watched the decline happen in real time. Boateng didn't start this debate, he just said it loudest at the worst possible moment for Ronaldo to hear it. But here's the side of this conversation that gets ignored every single time it comes up. Diogo Dalot, Ronaldo's own teammate, said every single Portugal player wants to help him live out a beautiful story by winning the World Cup before he retires. This isn't a dressing room that resents him. This is a dressing room that has organised itself around giving their captain one final, perfect chapter. And the history matters here too. When Ronaldo scores for Portugal, their record is 5 wins, 1 draw, 0 losses. The conversation isn't really about whether Ronaldo can still contribute. It's about whether the version of him that shows up in the biggest moments, the version that scored a hat-trick on his World Cup debut in 2018, the version that scored in last year's Nations League final, can still be summoned when it matters most. Boateng wants him reduced to an impact substitute. Martinez, so far, has shown no signs of believing Ronaldo's level has dropped enough to justify that. 2 football minds, 2 completely different conclusions, and an entire nation caught in between them. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to fully accept. Ronaldo's last World Cup might require the hardest decision of his entire international career. Not from him, but from his manager. Does Martinez protect the system, or does he protect the story? How Roberto Martinez answers this question might define the rest of this tournament. Do you think Ronaldo should be in the starting 11? Or do you think Ronaldo right now is the kind of player who is best used as a late second half substitute?